What's up, party people? G5 Productions in the place to be. Today we're talking about the Synido Live Dock 10. Let's get it. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Got this cool audio adapter here. We're going to talk about it. Some of you guys may call this an interface, but either way, we're going to open it up, talk about the specs a little bit, and of course, put it through its paces so you guys can see what it's capable of. Let's get it. All right, party people, before we get into the unboxing, if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing and of course, smash that like button. And if you are wanting to keep up with our videos, all you got to do is rock that bell. So the Synido Live Dock 10 was sent to me by Mandy. So shout out to Mandy. So there it is. Let's get it opened. So you have an instructions manual, the beautifully encased Live Dock 10, a Velcro strip, a TRRS to TRRS mini jack cable with an adapter, a USB-C to Lightning adapter, and last but not least, this piece of paper. I don't want to sound like a TV ad or nothing, but basically this thing is meant for live streaming, okay? And it gives you a lot of options, right? So one, you have a USB-C that goes right into your phone, and this is how you get audio into your recording devices. And it also has a loopback feature, so you can press this button right here and get audio and recording done in the same device. Well, pretty much your phone in that case, because we're going to talk about that later. But this right here is the volume for your audio source input. And this right here allows you to charge your phone while you're recording with it. So as you plug this in into your phone, well, you have no way to charge it, but boom, that solves that problem. And here is for your headphones, and this is your headphones volume. And of course, your monitoring of the headphones can be turned on or off. It has the nice little rubbery bottom right here. It is lightweight and it doesn't feel cheap to me or nothing like that. So I like the idea that it's lightweight because a lot of times in my testing, this thing is really just plugged into my phone and just dangling there, right? So if this was like a solid metal construction or something, I might be concerned that it might fall out or just create too much stress on where I'm connecting it to. But let's go ahead and get everything all hooked up and test it out. Yep. So to take a brief look at the manual, it's really quite simple, right? I pretty much just explained all the, parts of the device, right? But you have Chinese on one side and you have English on the other side. The iPad is powering the device, right? But if the iPad was on a low charge or something like that, I can simply plug in a charge cable, and when I plug this in, you will also see that turn green with the charge indicator also there. Now you know you have a hard charge going through here and into your device, right? So this iPad right now is just merely used for demonstration purposes with that. Now the next thing I want to mention to you guys and talk about is, what does the circle of light mean? Well, for one, that's your Bluetooth signal. So when it's solid blue like that, that means there is a device. In my case, it is my iPad Pro. There's a device that has been connected to this, so Bluetooth is there. If I wanted to disengage Bluetooth from my device though, this is how I do it. I simply press this and hold it. It turns white, and now my iPad Pro is no longer connected via Bluetooth. All the sounds now comes from the speakers on my pad. So here we go. So now if I had headphones, I would be able to monitor that and you guys would actually hear that, right? So that's what happened. Now, the cool thing about that though, when it comes to Bluetooth, is if I were to just press that by accident, it's not going to disengage it. To disengage Bluetooth from here, I simply have to press and hold that until that turns white. But the cool thing is, to re-engage it, it's just a simple matter of hit the button, boom, Bluetooth kicks in, and there's that. So here is where your audio input goes into. So you simply take your orange cable right here and you plug it into your audio input. And then the other end of this, in my case, is going to simply go over into my headphones output of my DJ controller. And then of course, to monitor or to be able to hear anything that's going on, then I need a pair of headphones or some kind of monitoring source. And we're going to plug that into the headphones port. Boom. So we got this all charging and audio source input, and then we have a monitoring source input right there. Now here's how it works for the buttons on the side. We'll start with the audio source, right? If I press the negative button all the way down, Every time I press it, you'll see that this turns green, either up or down. However, when it gets to its maximum or its minimum volume level, it's going to turn red. So here we go right here. And there it is, right? So I can go no more lower than that, no matter how many times I press the button. And then I did learn that 7 steps up is where it gets to its maximum. So here it is. So 7 steps up, and the same thing happens over here on the monitor side. So this is your input source, meaning how loud am I putting my signal that I put into the live dock. I'm gonna just go down to like 6 for now. But here's the volume all the way down. So red means minimum listening, which means no volume. And then up here, 7 clicks later, it goes to the max volume I can listen to through here. Now, this button right here engages or disengage my listening ability, meaning on or off, right? So think of the green strip as I can listen to this, and think of the red light when I press it as it's muted. So we're going to turn that on to be able to listen, and I'm going to hit this button to play some music, and you guys can hear that through my headphones. And there's that. Everything must start clean at the actual input source in order to be successful with the Synido Live Dock 10, right? So for my DJ controller, as I have my volumes down, but I can still monitor visually, green is clean for me, right? A little bit in the yellow, but for the most part, I'm not distorting, right? With it way up there. So I'm just making sure that stuff like that is already good at the instrument source, whether it's a DJ controller, keyboard, guitar, whatever. Make sure you do that, right? So there's that. So everything looks good for me on that end. You know, tame that down just a little bit more, and I'm okay with that, right? So there's that. Now, once everything is clean here, then we simply take our headphones here and we're going to monitor to see how does that sound. Okay, so there we go. So what I just did was establish clean sound here. I also adjusted my input source here to get it to where I thought it sounded at its best volume. And then of course, I can turn this to monitor lower or louder as I so desire, right? In my case, I just kind of turned it at the max volume and everything still sounded good for me. The question you guys may be asking, you know, why is your iPad blacked out like that? Well, I'm just using the iPad as a source to first show you guys the functions and features of this, but what I'm going to be doing coming up here next is hot swapping the live dock into this phone that I'm recording this video with to give you guys some live demonstrations. Okay, so I don't confuse anybody, I did take off the charge cable so I can reach to my phone to plug it in for demonstration purposes. But before we do that, I wanted to let you guys know that Bluetooth can be like lagging sometimes, right? So as my iPad has no Bluetooth connection to anything right now, I can be on beat and on point with me on the cue point. So check this out. So everything is responsive. I get good direct signal, and the same thing with my DJ controller, right? When I get to that, but I'm gonna hook this up now. We're gonna do a live and a hot swap. Then we're gonna turn on the Bluetooth. So you're not gonna see me do that. Here we go. Okay, so I just did a hot swap of the Rode Wireless Go microphone from my phone and then the Live Dock 10 into my phone, and the Bluetooth button is turned on. So right now you have this orange cable hooked up as an input source, and there's two things going on for audio right now. There's Bluetooth from this iPad, and then there's direct audio from my DJ controller. So here we go. And you can see how responsive that is right there, and same thing on this turntable. So there's that. But the other thing that happens is with Bluetooth, it's lagging. So here we go. So you can see as I'm hitting it, it's not responding, and I'm not hearing it respond the way I want it to. So with regards to Bluetooth, if I was a musician, what I would do is I would Bluetooth maybe my music track from here. I would hit play, and then I would use my guitar, keyboard, or my turntables to go along with that. So I'm going to demonstrate that. Here we go. So in that regards, this could be a separate audio source for you guys and gals out there as a musician. But as a DJ, I need that direct, like responsive. Like if I scratch, I need it to be on point. If I hit a button or an effect, I need it to be on time. I'm back on my Rode Wireless Go mic that's underneath my t-shirt here. And I want to do a live room demonstration, right? So you're going to hear everything that's going on. So you could literally hear me clapping while I'm talking. You can hear my fader clicky thingies and stuff like that. And once I hit play here, you'll also hear from my studio monitor behind me. So all the audio you hear will be live and in the room. And here's where the Synido Live Dock shines for you guys as streamers, because that's not the stuff you want going out live on your streams, unless you're like at a party and you want all the people dancing and going woo and stuff like that. But like if you're set up to like just stream or do a talking head video with some music in the background, or if you're trying to play your guitar, you don't want like cars passing by, people, good job, buddy, all of your video and stuff like that. So here's a live and in the room demo. Let me back the camera up just a little bit so you guys and gals can see me just a little bit more, but here it is. So there's that. Now let's hot swap the Synido Live Dock 10, and I'm gonna kind of do the same thing, and you guys can, hear the difference. So let's get this a little closer, a little bit down. Let's hope we can reach. The mic is out, so now you're hearing my phone mic, and all right, so you guys probably heard the little clicky poppy stuff when I was putting in Live Dock 10, and I just turned off my monitor in the room. So there it is, party people. There it is. And what I got going on is I got both decks you're able to hear. You're also able to hear me in the music, and I'm able to monitor the Live Dock 10 via my headphones. So these are plugged into the Live Dock, which is plugged into the phone I'm making this video with. And I can play every single source from this right into this recording. So you'll get a clean sound. You don't hear any fader clicking except for what this microphone picks up, of course. But if I turn the microphone off, check this out. And of course, with the microphone on, you can hear all that, blah, 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 blah. And if I was using this speaker as a monitor, you'll probably hear an instance of phasing with the music. So here we go. Yep. So you guys hear in the speaker and direct from here to the Live Dock. All right, party people. So last but not least, I gotta talk about that Loopback button, because that thing has been crushing my soul. But here's what I figured out, right? Just in a nutshell. If I open up my device to go live on social media, and I want to play Apple Music in the background, for example, or Spotify, that was just not happening. If I open up anything live on social media, that would take precedence for audio in either case, and it would shut down any DJ programs, music programs that I open up, right? However, when I open up my camera app, as in how I'm making this video, and I want music in the background, the thing I learned is I have to start the music app first, like Apple Music, not Spotify, but Apple Music in my case. And then I open up the video app and start recording. And then I can turn on or off the loopback feature to hear that music or not. So I'm going to demonstrate that to the best of my ability for you guys. And just know that that was unsuccessful on my iPad for some reason. But because I'm plugged into my phone, right, I was successful that way. So I'll be talking to Synido about that and giving his feedback to them, and maybe they can get me on point, or it's just a thing between phones and tablets, right? So let's get it. I have direct from my phone. I opened up Apple Music and I started one of my playlists and just let that music play. I did adjust the volume on my phone because in my headphones it seemed a bit loud for what I wanted to demonstrate. So now what I'm going to do is verify if the music is on or off by the red ring around the circle. If I press it and it turns red, I know that you guys are not going to hear the music even though I hear it. But if I press it and it turns green, I know that you guys in the video are going to hear this music. So here we go. Okay, so now, although the music never stops in my ears, I know that you can hear it now while I'm talking to you. So now I'm going to press that loop back button again in 3, 2, 1. And at this point, I know that you no longer hear this music, but I can still hear the music, right? So that's just something visually you have to be conscious of. So here we go. In 3, 2, 1, the music is back and you guys can hear it while I'm talking. And one more time. 1, 2, 3. The music is off. Okay, maybe another time. 3, 2, 1. And the music's back. So, yep. All right, everybody. So here are my final thoughts. I do like it because it's a way for me to get direct live stream from my DJ controller. The main thing is this is mobile and it allows me to really just dial in. So my live streams aren't gonna be off the chain with this device. I think the one thing for me though I may have to consider is getting a longer cable, because that orange cable that comes with it, while it does have a pretty good amount of length to it, it just gets me barely enough with my phone away from it. But I think I really might just invest in a longer cable, right? But keep this in a clutch. It's really lightweight, portable, it's reliable. And I can say this, if you guys are concerned that like, oh, this might drop out at the bottom of my phone, it has a really good snug fit, so no worries. I like the uniformity of the concept, like both buttons here, you know, like the on off for the muting my headphones or loop back. You have the volume buttons right there, and then you have equally uniform 2 inputs, so one input source and one monitoring source, and then right up the middle is the charging. So I understand this conceptually, it does kind of make sense. Uniformity works for me, so I like it. Who is it for? Anybody who want to get good, clean, direct audio in a live stream format. I think that's the way to go. And it's mobile, so you can take it anywhere. And you're not limited to just a DJ controller. If I wanted to just record into GarageBand on my iPad, I could start laying tracks as a musician, because I do play keyboard and I do other stuff with DJ Pro and other devices away from this DJ controller here. So again, it's a really good tool to have in the toolkit. I'm certainly going to use it. So you guys are encouraged to go out, visit Synido.com, check out their other offerings, and I'll reach out to them and give them my direct feedback. All right, so there it is, party people. I hope you guys got some value out of this. This is a toolkit worthy device in my bag, because I'm looking forward to getting clean audio from my device without all the background noise going. So if you guys are interested in this, I'll put the link down in the description below for you. I'm certainly going to give my feedback to Synido and try my best to learn a little bit more about the loopback button. I think I understand it with regards to my phone, but my iPad are not working out like that for me, so I'll just reach out to tech support and see what they got to say about it. But other than that, I think this is a really amazing device, and the truth is most of us are recording on our phones anyway. So that's it, everybody. If you haven't done so already, I'm asking you guys to subscribe to the channel to help the G-Fire Nation grow, and of course smash that like button. If you appreciate this video and to keep up with the new videos, all you got to do is rock that bell. I'm Gerald with G5 Productions, and if you want to learn more about who we are and what we do, make sure you go check that out. Peace.